What if I told you Caitlin Clark just broke a record that even Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan would respect? At the Annika Pro-Am in Florida, something happened that sent shockwaves through both basketball and golf. While the WNBA has spent 2 years ignoring their biggest star, the LPGA rolled out the red carpet. They gave her the full Tiger treatment. Crowds packed Pelican Golf Club like they hadn't seen in years. But here's what nobody expected. Clark didn't just play golf. She shattered a record that proves her crossover appeal is real. Before we break down her record, we need to first understand how Clark prepared for this magical day. And you know what separates good athletes from legends? It's what they do when nobody's watching. While fans were wondering how Clark would handle the golf spotlight after a basketball season filled with injuries, she was getting mentored by the greatest of all time. Michael Jordan doesn't just invite anyone to Grove 23. His private course where business deals and legacies get made. So it looked like Caitlin Clark has had a private meeting with none other than the GOAT himself, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Grove 23 sits in Hobe Sound, Florida. This exclusive invitation-only course opened in 2019. Jordan built it to reflect his dedication to perfection. The 18-hole layout features a main clubhouse, learning facility, and practice range. They even deliver refreshments by drone during play. The architecture complements Jordan's vision perfectly. Championship winners and Nike executives gather here regularly. Behind closed doors, Jordan was teaching Clark something that had nothing to do with golf swings and everything to do with building an empire. Nike executives were there too, talking about player edition shoes and cross-promotional deals that could reshape her entire brand. The conversations covered cross-sport marketing strategies and long-term legacy building. Jordan emphasized how authentic stars transcend individual sports. And this is major. For Caitlin Clark to be there with MJ, this speaks volumes to her brand. This speaks volumes to where you want to be during off-season. I know a lot of people are going to say Caitlin Clark should be training. She's with Michael Jordan. Clark showed up wearing an all-Nike outfit, including her CC logo. She teased her very own player edition Nike golf shoes during interviews. She revealed they were still a work in progress. This attention to detail shows how seriously she takes every aspect of her brand building beyond basketball. Jordan knew exactly what Clark was facing because he lived it. The pressure of being bigger than your sport. The exclusive access to Grove 23 provided the perfect environment for crucial conversations away from media attention and public pressure. Jordan's invitation to Clark was recognition of her ability to transform sports visibility through authentic excellence. The conversations at Grove 23 weren't about perfecting her putting. They were about perfecting her business strategy. Jordan recognized Clark's crossover potential immediately. He saw in her the rare combination of athletic ability and authentic personality that creates lasting star power. Her natural competitive instincts were evident on the golf course. Her swing showed the same precision and focus that made her dominant in basketball. Clark's decision to embrace a high-profile golf event signals a broader message. She's still locked in, still building momentum, and still a major part of the Fever's future. Her participation sends a clear signal about where her brand is heading next. As the Fever looked ahead to 2026, her presence in a sporting event outside basketball reinforces several themes. Here's something the LPGA has never seen before. Basketball stars trading their jerseys for caddy bibs. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall weren't just there for show. They turned Clark's golf round into must-watch television. The Golf Channel provided live coverage they normally reserve for major tournaments. Commentators couldn't stop talking about the unique dynamic between these three Fever teammates. Sophie embraced her caddy role with her typical humor. She joked that she hoped she wouldn't get kicked out of the group. Her playful approach contrasted sharply with traditional caddying roles. This fun-loving attitude made the entire event more engaging for fans watching at home. Sophie knew exactly how to keep the energy high throughout the round. Then Sophie did something that could have been a disaster. She accidentally hit a fan with her drive during a fun moment. The crowd went silent for a split second, cameras zoomed in, and everyone waited to see how this would play out. Golf events don't usually feature errant shots from celebrity caddies hitting spectators. The atmosphere shifted from excitement to concern in an instant. Clark's response was instant and perfect. Man down, turning a potentially awkward moment into pure comedy gold. The fan immediately responded that getting hit was worth it. Sophie fired back with, "Says your wife," which sent the crowd into laughter. Her quick wit transformed what could have been embarrassing into entertainment. The three Fever teammates had chemistry that translated perfectly from basketball courts to golf courses. Their natural banter felt authentic rather than forced for cameras. Clark, Cunningham, and Hull genuinely enjoyed each other's company. You could see their friendship in every interaction. They supported each other through good shots and bad ones alike. Their genuine friendship gave fans something they rarely see: elite athletes just having fun together. The Golf Channel interviews captured their personalities beyond their basketball personas. Hull, who plays golf regularly because of her boyfriend's passion for the game, brought real knowledge to her caddy duties. She understood course strategy and club selection better than most celebrity caddies. Sophie even had her Happy Gilmore moment, showing that this day was about entertainment as much as competition. Her drive that went astray became part of the event's highlight reel. She didn't let the mishap affect her confidence or humor. Instead, she leaned into the comedy of the situation. During the round, fans shouted for Cunningham and Hull to re-sign with the Fever. Sophie's response was direct: "Tell them to pay us." This moment highlighted ongoing WNBA contract negotiations. Her comment referenced players' desires for better salaries and more control over their futures. The caddy dynamic proved that Clark's star power gets amplified when she's surrounded by the right people. Her teammates brought their own personalities and fan bases to the golf course. Their presence created multiple storylines beyond just Clark's golf performance. The combination of all three created appointment television for basketball and golf fans. But while the laughs were genuine, something much bigger was happening in the background that nobody saw coming. Remember when I said Clark broke a record that even Tiger and Jordan would respect? Here's what actually happened. The LPGA has been trying to grow their audience for years, but nothing prepared them for what Clark's presence would do to their numbers. How big is Caitlin Clark on the LPGA? Last year, according to media data tracked by Cambridge, there were 395 television segments that mentioned Caitlin Clark in the Annika. On the Pro-Am day alone, there were 2,693 posts on X mentioning Caitlin Clark planned in the Pro-Am that generated 241,000 engagements and 18 million impressions. Them big girl numbers. The tournament's Instagram account saw a 591% increase in views year over year, while the tournament's website saw traffic increase by 121%. Clark didn't just bring basketball fans to golf, she brought crowds that the LPGA hadn't seen since Tiger was in his prime. The galleries at Pelican Golf Club stretched deeper than anyone expected. Parking lots filled hours before tee time. Merchandise stands ran out of Clark-related items by noon. The pro shop had never seen demand like this for a single player. The attendance surge was immediate and massive, with reports of 1,200% increases compared to previous Pro-Am events. Normal Pro-Am events draw modest crowds who follow their favorite golfers. Quietly, Clark's presence turned the atmosphere electric. Fans screamed her name from tee to green. They chanted MVP during her putts. Security had to add extra personnel to manage the crowds. When I shot any time that Caitlin Clark provides record-breaking numbers in viewership, as we've seen her do over and over in the WNBA. The WNBA seems to be the only league to not appreciate it, though. They seem to be the only league that want to make it about people, others, and that's just not the players that, like Angel Reese, will scream "Me Too" when they can't even get ratings without Caitlin Clark. But attendance was just the beginning. Viewership numbers shattered LPGA records as Golf Channel provided live coverage they normally reserve for major championships. The network shifted their entire programming schedule. They added extra cameras and commentary teams. Social media engagement exploded beyond anything the LPGA had seen. Streaming numbers reached levels typically reserved for the biggest tournaments of the year. This is where the contrast becomes crystal clear. While the WNBA spent 2 years letting Clark get beat up physically and mentally, the LPGA treated her like royalty. The LPGA understood what they had the moment Clark committed to play. They promoted the event relentlessly. They created special merchandise. They arranged autograph sessions and photo opportunities. Golf Channel commentators didn't hold back, openly criticizing how the WNBA wasted Clark's star power and crossover appeal. They talked about how the league failed to protect their biggest asset. They mentioned the physical play Clark endured without proper support from officials. They highlighted how the WNBA missed opportunities to showcase their most marketable player. The LPGA rolled out autograph zones, special programming, and gave Clark the full Tiger treatment because they understood her value. They assigned her prime tee times. They paired her with popular golfers. They made sure every aspect of her experience felt special. The organization recognized that Clark's presence could elevate their entire sport. The event featured extended coverage that started early and ran late. Interviews with Clark appeared throughout the broadcast. Commentary focused on her crossover appeal and what it meant for women's sports. The production quality matched what you see during major championships. Clark broke the LPGA's attendance and viewership records, proving that her appeal transcends basketball in ways the WNBA never fully grasped. Her drawing power extends far beyond her primary sport. She brings new audiences wherever she goes. Her authenticity connects with fans across different sports and demographics. This record-breaking day sent a clear message about what happens when a league actually embraces their biggest star instead of taking them for granted. Every once in a while, an athlete does something that makes you stop everything and just watch. Clark stepped up to a 35-foot putt from the logo on the 10th hole with crowds packed around the green like it was the Masters. The gallery was 5 deep behind the ropes. Fans climbed trees to get better views. Security guards positioned themselves throughout the crowd to manage the energy. This wasn't just any putt. This was Clark's moment to prove that her hand-eye coordination translates across sports. The distance meant everything had to be perfect too hard, and the ball rolls past the hole. Too soft, and it dies short. The slope of the green added another layer of difficulty. Professional golfers miss putts like this regularly. Clark took her time reading the green. She crouched behind the ball, studying the line. Hall offered advice as her caddy, pointing out subtle breaks in the putting surface. The crowd noise dropped to whispers. Camera operators adjusted their positions for the best angles. Golf Channel commentators prepared for either celebration or consolation. The ball rolled across the green with perfect pace, tracking toward the hole as thousands of fans held their breath. You could see the exact moment when everyone realized the putt had a chance. The volume started building gradually. Phones came out of pockets to capture the moment. Clark followed the ball's path, walking alongside it as it approached the cup. When it dropped, the roar was deafening. The kind of sound you usually only hear at March Madness or the final seconds of a championship game. Clark threw her arms up in celebration. Sophie and Lexi rushed over to embrace her. The crowd erupted like she had just hit a buzzer beater to win a championship. Fans jumped up and down, high-fiving strangers around them. Here's what makes this moment even more incredible. Clark was playing through recovery from injuries that sidelined her WNBA season. Her ear injury had affected her balance for months. The ankle problems limited her mobility during the playoffs. Yet here she was, moving freely across the golf course without any visible limitations. She looked completely healthy, moving with the confidence of someone who's ready to dominate again in 2026. Her swing showed no hesitation or compensation for previous injuries. She walked the course with the same energy she brought to basketball courts. Her competitive fire was obvious on every shot, whether good or bad. The Golf Channel couldn't stop replaying the shot, and social media exploded with comparisons to Tiger's greatest moments. The video went viral within minutes of being posted. Basketball fans who had never watched golf were sharing clips. Golf fans were asking when Clark might play in more tournaments. That putt became the signature moment of a day that was rewriting the rules of crossover athletic success. The shot will be remembered as proof that elite athletes can excel across multiple sports when given the right opportunities and platforms. Speaking of rewriting rules, what Clark accomplished that day went far beyond one incredible shot. Clark just showed every sports league how to turn one athlete into a movement that lifts up all of women's sports. Her record-breaking day at Pelican Golf Club proved that crossover stars create opportunities for entire leagues. The LPGA understood her value immediately. They gave her the platform she deserved. The 2026 WNBA season can't come fast enough, and now we know Clark will return with more than just her basketball skills. She's built a brand that demands respect. Her golf success shows she's ready for whatever comes next. Her injuries are behind her. If the WNBA is smart, they'll learn from the LPGA's playbook and start treating their biggest star like the crossover icon she's proven to be.